winter tips every year, winter tips. So first thing I always do in the mornings, because my car is outside, turn my car on, I let it sit for 15 minutes. I do not put the key in. It's a nice thing about this Ford is I don't have to do that. And then I take all of my frozen tools that are stuck together and put those in my hot bath. 2 mops, my exterior Mormon Fugu mop and my interior Ettore Pro Plus mop, and then take some frozen soap, dump it in there. Also got windshield washing fluid just in case I need it. Put the cap on. This Unger Pro bucket is definitely my new favorite bucket just because it's the largest. Love the Pool X buckets, but these are just the best. Let's see here. So got a house to go do, and I got a couple businesses, and I'm gonna talk about something else towards the end of the video as well. Just get hit by the exhaust. But I just want to give some exterior winter tips. I was gonna bring my water fed pole, but I've had a video last year where I've done this where, you know, we got a pretty good amount of snow, but it's not cold. It's about 30 degrees right now, so it's not bad. So the only element I'm really dealing with is snow on the ground and minimal ladder work, but I think it's just always a good video to talk about some of the things to look out for on that. So let's get going. So I was just talking to someone about this morning of in the winter time, it is very important that if you have pre-scheduled appointments that are like months and months in advance, to always send reminders to your customers, especially in the winter time if you live in an area with heavy snow, or just, you know, I don't know, in the southern states maybe you guys have weird weather during this time of the year, but always send a reminder, make sure they want it. Colorado, states like this at this time of year, you can get a lot of different weather. It took a long time for us to get snow, but then we just got hit majorly, and now it's looking like snow. You know, usually January and February we get some pretty good snow just every single week, and people will just cancel because of that. But always text your customers and send reminders. It's very, or even call them, email them. I like call or text. Sometimes people miss email, but always check in with your customers. Make sure they want their windows cleaned, and just kind of plan on that. You know, December, January, February can be very down months. That's the reason why storefronts are always good. Storefronts can suck in the winter, but they can be very good in filling in those gaps, and that's why a lot of people call storefronts a good core for a company, for a window cleaning company, because you always have work no matter where you are. So tip of the day.
Hi there.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Do you want a stopper in your drink today?
No, I'll be good.
All right, cool. There you go. Have a great day.
Awesome, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's actually quite nice. It's no need for any windshield washing fluid, but this is just typical of what I pick up. There's many different brands, they all do the same thing. If you pick it up from grocery stores, you get your best price. I know we talk about this every year, but there's so many new guys that always need this information, and ladies. So that's what I do. Now in here I have 3 gallons of water. So if I was to mix this with this, I would just put this whole gallon in. Sometimes you have to go pure straight. Just really depends on the temperature and just what's going on. Today, actually, usually in Colorado, when it's more sunny, it's actually colder, which I don't understand all that stuff with the weather. But today it's actually very cloudy, so it's going to be pretty nice. Really, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But yeah, that's it as far as what I do there. If I put the windshield washing fluid in, I also do less soap. It just turns, it seems to get more sudsy when you have that in there than not. So I will clean the outside, I will clean the inside of this house first, and then I will be outside and we'll talk about some exterior window cleaning tips in the snow. I'm more dealing with snow as a, you know, working off roofs with snow. I'll show you some stuff like that. Like I see a window right now that I won't be able to walk up to. I could have brought my water fed pole today. It's a lot warmer down here than it was at my house. So we'll just see how it goes. I will also add this tip for you. If you need your ladders if you're doing it inside of homes, make sure you clear your ladders. I did not do that, so I am gonna have to pull everything possible. So that's one thing. If you're gonna bring ladders into houses, I don't have an inside area I can park my car yet, or I don't take my ladders off, so that's one thing to think about too. When doing this, is that if your ladder is going to have snow and wet all over it, you don't want to bring it inside houses. That's kind of a duh thing, but make sure you're good at pole work during the winter inside homes, because that will help a lot. Help a lot. So if you've got a snowy roof like this, going up to a window, this is where pole or water fed pole is always going to be helpful. I do not take the risk. I can't go walk on a snowy roof. They're just, window clean doesn't pay you enough. Quality, of course, is going to be better if I can get right up there and do it, but it is it's not worth it. So ladder wise, see, I'm in there in the snow, but it's all secure. That's why I really like these, because these are getting into the roof. I feel very, very secure, so that I can clean that window. Okay, just watch what I do. I usually get up on the 4th or 3rd ring here, so that I have most of my body weight. This is where it helps to have a swivel T-bar. This is why it's also very important that if you're a residential only guy, to know how to do pole work, because it will happen. Got a good scrub there. Techno Pad, walnut pad. Then, yeah, my shoulder hurts. Oh my gosh. We will do that with a 14-inch. The frames out here are going to be a little bit harder to work with, so I'm just going to close off the 2 sides here. Window's a little bit sticky. Close that side off again. We're all good. I'm actually going to change to 10 degree here, since it's pretty straight out in front of me. Boom. That was safely cleaned. And now we'll just detail. And then we'll detail the bottom edge only where I see the soap right there. And I'm gonna use the rest and just detail that frame and try to clean up my drips. So one of the things I'm doing here is I'm using the roof as an area to kind of hold the standoff. Good here on the feet, but then I have that extra security of this. Now, how good of security is that? It could really be pretty good. But it's just good when working in the snow to have the most possible. So, funny thing, they painted a lot of their windows inside and outside, and their windows don't open. So that really stinks. Like half of them open. that over there. It's also too cold for the screen washer. Wouldn't it freeze? But it wouldn't be the most fun thing to do. Love to pre-detail as much as possible in the winter. That way I don't have drips of any kind, because it just gets everywhere. Okay, so when there is no ledge to put that up on, you want to make sure your ladder is not slanted like this, but as much up like this. This is pretty good right here. Some even do further, but that's going to prevent a lot of slipping. And then spend the time making sure that there's no snow stuck on the bottom of these feet. Make sure that it's down all the way, and you should be good. I'm actually gonna So that's good right there. So just make sure your ladders are more like this and like this in the winter. It'll be good. Without even a spotter. I've done a lot of stuff without spotters in wintertime and been fine with a good pitch. Locked out here. So no snow. Only got one window left with some snow. Oh, not even. Sweet. I'm going to try to talk about one other thing here. So the reason why you really want to learn how to fan, especially if you're newer, is because in the winter time, the biggest thing I get asked about is, why am I leaving so many lines behind? Just because it's cold out and you're used to seeing, you probably started in the spring or summer when that wasn't going on, and now you're saying to yourself, crap, what is going on? I thought I knew what I was doing. So you probably thought you knew what you were doing, and all of a sudden you're leaving tons of stuff behind. Well, one of the things you gotta learn is that if you do a bunch of straight pulling, do a bunch of this all the time, you're just gonna leave lines all the time, especially in the winter. And you're gonna have a lot of detail time. Anybody that I've ever worked with, the straight pulls except for one person, slows down in the winter horribly, and everyone that fans stays the same pace. So when you're fanning, it collects a lot of that extra lines on the squeegee blade. That's why fanning is so good. Sometimes in the winter you can still see bleeding off fanning, but it's very minimal. So that's one of the biggest reasons that you do need to learn how to fan if you're a professional, in some form or manner. If straight pulls are your main thing, that's okay. Many people get by just doing straight pulls, but you're going to find that you're going to come across situations more often than not when you really need to fan. All these windows had to be razored. So one other thing I heard someone talk about, I think it was TJ, Squeegee Life, is that why do you scrub extra after you razor? So these windows don't need it, but if I was cleaning windows that had a really good haze on it, right, and I was to blade them, I would still be able to see my blade path if I just squeegeed the solution off. So I always use a white pad or bronze wool pad if they're available after that, basically to make sure that I'm not leaving any paths of dirt. There's always that second layer of dirt that's on there. So that's why if you see me with residential, I sleeve, blade if I need to, and I always use a bronze wool pad, walnut pad, or white pad to get through that extra layer. Sometimes these mops don't get through it. This fugu sleeve does a really good job, but it's very, very important to learn how to fan, especially in the wintertime. It's going to help you a lot. So if you're a newbie and you're stressing out, don't stress out. You're also going to leave a lot more stuff behind in the winter time. So just know that. But you can still do a really Really, really good job. Change your rubbers often. Use a soft rubber if you want. I always use Unger Green, but I'm very used to this. This is my 13th winter, I think. Well, that's it as far as some winter tips. As far as all that goes with winter, you know, it's really about just like going out there and getting it done and being safe. That's always the number one thing, is be safe. If a customer is wanting to do something and you don't feel safe doing it, it is perfectly okay to say that you can't do it. Never risk yourself with, you know, snow on the roof. Watch your ladder placement. Everything is going to take longer in the winter. Something else I kind of wanted to talk about, and then I'm going to put a link here. I was going to, part of this video, I was going to show you guys the town that I grew up in had a massive tragedy happen where 1,000 homes were burnt down by just a freak wildfire that happened out of nowhere the day before New Year's Eve. A lot of my friends that I grew up with, just a lot of people that I know were really affected by this. A lot of their parents lost their homes in this fire. I'm sure you guys saw a lot of clips on national news. Just look up the Marshall Fire out of Boulder County, Colorado, and you'll see a lot of the clips from it. I shared a drone video that happened on it, about it as well. Just a lot of stuff. But anyways, so something kind of different, but I'm going to put in my link a link for donating if you feel like that's something you want to do. If you felt like that's something that you want to do. You know, I don't know how to do these things really. I'm really bad with this kind of stuff. So, but anyways, hope you all have a good one. I hope this winter tips help you, and we'll see you later. Bye.